This morning I turned to my practice to give me some stability and trust. We had just gotten back from the doctor and found out that both my kids have influenza A. So I find myself either thinking about the past, thinking, what should I have done differently? I shouldn't have sent him to school. And all that past reflection causes me some depression and dis-ease. And then I find myself looking way into the future, like, oh my gosh, so many of these people are dying from this sickness, like what's going to happen to my kids, and spinning out in fear and anxiety. So I'm reminding myself of this story about Shiva. So this is an Indian myth. And there's this story where Shiva is feeling really doubtful. He's feeling really defeated. He's questioning his life. And he comes to a cliff with a severe drop-off. And what are his options? Does he withdraw? Does he look back and think, gosh, I can't believe I got here. What should I have done differently? What path should I have taken? And kind of again spin out in depression, that contemplating the past with remorse. Or does he look forward? Does he try to look past the cliff and think like, what's on the other side of this? And looking forward and being spectacle and being wary and causing anxiety as well. Like, what does he do? And this is what he does. He walks right up to the cliff and he takes a step forward off of the cliff. What happens with that action of trust and devotion? What happens in the myth is that a lotus flower rises up to catch his foot, and the lotus flowers keep rising up as he passes. How beautiful is that story about trusting the process and taking action and not thinking about the past and not worrying about the future, but being present and acting. It reminds me of this teaching on sadhana. Sadhana is having the discipline to follow your path. And there are these 5 components of sadhana. The first is being present. If you're not present, you can't be learning. If you're not present, you're not in the moment. You're again thinking about the past, or you're thinking about the future. So it's being present in the moment and asking, what does this moment have to teach me? How can I respond to this moment in a way that's going to bring transformation? Even though this particular moment might be really challenging, how can I engage it in the present? The second component is courage. So it's being courageous, being present in your heart. Courage, the root word for that is in your heart. So having that courage to be present, having that courage to engage whatever obstacle or whatever challenge is presented to you in that moment for your learning. The next one is committed, having the commitment to continue to show up for your practice. Wake up, don't feel like going to your mat, doing it anyways, having that commitment to continuing to show up. The next one is devotion, being so devoted and offering everything up to something bigger. For me, this means not trying to figure everything out for myself, not trying to run the whole show, but opening up to grace and having that trust of taking the step, and with my devotion, knowing that the lotus flower is going to come up, knowing that I'm going to learn something from whatever happens, I'm going to learn, and just being devoted and continuing to move my feet and continuing to take action. The last one is regularity. So practicing all of this on a regular basis. You can't practice your sadhana once a month. You have to do it daily, and it might not be asana, yoga postures on your mat. It might not be on your meditation cushion, but it's this daily practice of turning again and again to your practice, whatever that is for you, to that remembrance of your true nature, and continuing to show up, asking every situation, every experience, every flavor of life that is offered to you, how can I take this into my core? How can I let it transform me? That's sadhana. So it's those 5 elements: presence, courage, commitment, devotion, and regularity. And letting your sadhana support you through the challenges of life. Letting your sadhana hold you and comfort you as you trust to step off of that cliff and know that that lotus flower is going to meet you if you're showing up with your practice. So I've been really thinking about this lately. So I came home, I meditated on this story, then I moved through this practice. I was focusing on muscular energy to the midline, finding that stability that is always present to me when I squeeze into my core, and also practicing shins and thighs out. When I squeeze into my core, then I expand. Thanks so much for watching this. If you have any questions, please let me know. I hope you have a beautiful day, and that any challenge that you face today, you can call upon your sadhana and you can use it as a doorway to walk through as a means for transformation. Every experience. How can I meet this experience for growth? How can I meet this experience so I can be more kind and helpful to others? Namaste.